Karmea Wells, the unorthodox Southern Belle, and this is the Gentleman Style Podcast. We have a basically a girl talk segment tonight, and I have here Miss Yas and Naomi Yates to come forward to speak a little bit more about their lifestyle and some interesting things going forward. I'm glad to have you guys because we did speak with you guys' husband early, excuse me, not earlier, but a few weeks ago, and we just wanted to know further things what you guys got going on, and because your lifestyle is very interesting, and also to tell us more in definition of how you feel about your lifestyle as well as um, what you feel like society looks at it as well. Can you hear me?
Well,
I'm sorry, y'all.
we are
Yes.
excited to spill the beans on our end.
Okay. All right, yes, and Naomi, can you tell me a little bit about yourself separately?
Go first.
So I am from Virginia. I have no kids and I'm 28 currently. I work from home and I just a wife and I enjoy helping my sister with the kids. And as I got older in this situation, I've learned a lot about myself and I'm just happy being where I'm at now, and I'm just looking forward towards more and better things. So,
Okay.
All right. As for me, yes, um, I have three now, one on the way. So I um I have definitely grown a lot in this situation. Of course, I never thought I'd be in a situation like this, but it definitely expanded my mindset. So I'm originally here from Florida. Um, we moved from Virginia, so that was my first time moving out of the state of Florida. But we back in Florida. Um, but yeah, um, I love being a mother, working, and just started my own new business. And yeah,
Okay. So, so we give your business some shine. What is your new business in? Are you gonna give us the title as well, the name?
yes, of course. So the title of my business is called Charmed by Yas. And I make handmade bracelets. And I just started. I have like a QR code or whatever you guys want me to send it to you. It takes you straight to my Macari shop. I'm in the process of building my website, so that's coming soon. But as of right now, you can always, if anybody want to drop it into my shop, you're more than welcome to.
My apologies. Can you go back for about the your company, please? I'm sorry because it started to get static through there.
Oh, of course. So the name of my business is Charmed by Yaz. And as of right now, I do have my Macari shop up and running. I do have my website coming soon to everyone, but it is under construction right now. But you can always purchase any bracelet that you like on my Macari shop that I have. And if you like, I can always I have a QR code that'll take you straight to my shop. And yeah, and I make handmade bracelets. That's what my business consists of.
Okay, that's wonderful. And with because we also want to know about this topic as well. You guys are within the polyamorous lifestyle.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you able to give us your definition of polyamorous?
For me, because of course, like I said, when I once, of course, by it's been my first time even being in a situation like this, it was all new to me. I honestly didn't even know it was like a thing, to be honest, to live a life like this and it actually be normal. So for me, my definition of that is being a family. being a team, and just do what you would normally do in a marriage. You would help that your significant other out the best way you can, be there by their side when it need be, and when they need you, be the backbone when they need you to be a mother, be a wife, be a friend, and being having someone else next to you that is another woman is like you gain not only a sister, but you gain a friend that you so attached to. Like, she's my best friend. Like, we talk about everything. um when I'm down, she know it, vice versa. So it's almost like, it's not that we're married, because we're not. It's just you gain a family member. So it's more like a team and just being a family. That's my definition of it. Just being a family and being a team player.
So, Naomi, I'm gonna go to you too, so I give you a chance to talk. My apologies.
That's
So,
okay.
what would be your particular definition for this type of lifestyle?
Basically, polygamous is when you are, um, basically in our situation, we're married to one man, um, with multiple women. We are a family, just submitting to him, doing stuff that could help our family, in the future have, maybe possibly more women to come help that can contribute to our family and build. It is very, I've never been in a situation, never thought I'd be in a situation, but now that I am in a situation, it actually makes sense that we work as a team. I look at it as if, one is better. I mean, so two is better than one. It just makes everything more easier on, him, me, and her, and we just basically work together and try to build. So
Okay, so
that's my
in
definition.
in the beginning of this type of arrangement, in the beginning of this process, what was your thought process when uh he brought up, I want to bring somebody else in?
Well, to be honest, Yas was the first woman in the situation. I met a dear. We went over the Bible, but it was never, I want you to be my wife. He did tell me about her and having a son, which was kind of unknown to me because I've never had a man, to be honest. So when he told me that, it was more easier for me to be in this situation. He went over some, what being submissive is, how a wife is supposed to be, because I've never been the way I was, um, now back then. So I've came a long way. So he just explained to me, took out a lot of time to go over what a wife's supposed to do for a man. We basically both like sign a contract. So as long as I do my part and we do our part, it just makes it more easier. So, I like I said, he just took the time to tell me, you know, how a wife's supposed to be to her husband, because I've never had that in my life, ever. And I just dealt with it day by day, and it just became easier. It wasn't as easy, but you got to be willing to want to do it and put effort into doing something.
Oh, and I'm trying to make sure I listen completely. Did you happen to say that, did you have any did you have any male let me say, did you have any relationships prior to him?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you did. But this was the person that you chose to go forward to marry.
Yes. So, I was in a relationship maybe a few months before him. It didn't work out too well, and I knew what I wanted, but I just didn't think I would get it. Especially where I'm from, and my mindset I did have at that time because I was only 25. So, when we first got together, I didn't really have like male friends because I was like kind of like easing my way from, I was against being married because I just didn't have too many good options. So when he came in, it really made me look at marriage differently and how women's supposed to be. and he made me open my eyes about a lot of things that I knew was wrong. It's just I didn't think about it. So yes, I did have previous relationships before him, but at the time when he was talking, I wasn't dealing with nobody else.
Okay. And yes, with how did you feel about this starting out the thought process about a polyamorous relationship?
Well, for me, for my story of it, when me and him first got married, it was just me and him, and I was cool with it just being me and him. Like the normal, what we know is the man with one woman and one woman with one man. So when it came about, it was kind of like a little uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't know, but I worked through it. I got through it, and it actually like really showed me how much of a help it was, because when I started having kids, it was like, oh my God, having that extra help with me was amazing, because being a mom to two little ones back to back and being a wife on top of that and working, it's a lot. So I had to grow into it and learn that it was more than just me not wanting to share my husband with another woman. It actually became more beneficial to me and to him, and even with her, to her as well. Like me and her grew together in this thing, because it was new. It was new to both of us. So but for me, it was a shocker at first, but I grew into it and I learned how helpful it was to be in a situation like this.
Okay. So, when it comes down to this type of relationship, do you feel like both of you guys' needs are getting met individually?
Yeah, I feel like he does his thing with um separating our time when he know when we need his time. So he has his own way of, he give her time and he give me my time, or we have like a family time where we spend time with him together. So it balances itself out. And but yeah, he does he does his best with, having quality time with us. But of course, me and her, we don't mind at this point with like being with him together and spending time with him. But he does give us individual time to spend with him. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
is there ever? Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Naomi.
oh no, it's the same. He tries best to squeeze in time for both of us individually.
So with that being said, with we're women, we can be emotional creatures. Is there ever a case that both of you want time at the same time or feel like you're not getting enough and you just because of course you're two women, you're two compared to him as one?
Mhm. Now, uh, we came a long way. Me and her both. We had to have come to Jesus meeting. Yes, it's sorry about that. In the beginning, we've been in this situation for 3 years now. In the beginning, it was very hard. It was a lot of jealousy. It was a lot of selfishness. It was a lot of everything. We was both self-centered. It was just for him. We had to have a lot of conversations once we matured. Um, and even with the conversation, sometimes it's like we do it for the moment and then we go back. So I had to, or she had to, like, hey sis, we off track now. We've been talking about this, and in order for us to not revert back to how it was in the beginning, we have to stay on task. So we didn't want to make him uncomfortable, because us, having yeah, strong personalities or feeling some type of way towards another can make put him like in a predicament where it's like uncomfortable. So it's like, well, I want to spend time with her, but I know she might feel some type of way, or I don't want to do this because I know she might feel some type of way. So it's basically he was trying to the best of his ability to please us, but it was just like we were just so self-centered. So jealousy definitely was in the picture. We were self-centered, a lot of conversations, everything. So we just now, maybe almost a year, starting to, look at things differently from a different perspective from one another. Like, don't be jealous. Would there be times where we might be in our feelings? Yes, but we won't let it get like but too far, and we'll check ourselves. And if we don't, then me and her, no, we'll pull each other to a side and be like, hey sis, you straight, and we'll just go about our day. But for the most part, as far as jealousy of her spending time with him or with me, no, we don't have that with each other.
Okay, so with the type of with the type of arrangement that you guys have, what do you guys feel like you contribute to the arrangement altogether, just separately?
You go first.
Okay. Um, separately is at this point is kind of like only thing that's really separate, honestly, is sex. That's it. Like we're around each other all the time. Like we enjoy each other's company, so it doesn't bother us to be around each other. Like we don't have separate rooms and stuff like that. Like we around each other all the time. If we need our quality time to ourselves, okay, well we'll go about our business and do what we do. But really we actually enjoy each other's company, so it's really no I just want to be by myself, or I don't feel like being bothered. And when you do have those moments, of course, anybody, you have your days where you don't feel like being bothered. But
Mhm.
as far as like separate anything, we let each other know when we need space or whatever, or we just not feeling it that day or whatever the case may be. I could be frustrated from the kids, and she'll actually like take over and be like, sis, you good, I'll deal with them today, and you need a break. So really, as far as separateness, it's just sex, to be honest. It's not like we don't be in here talking about, oh my god, I don't feel like being around her today. Like it's not like that. Now in the beginning, we again, like she said before, we had to get past jealousy, because jealousy took a huge part in the situation. I tell her all the time, I feel like had the jealousy hadn't been a situation at all, me and her could have been here, to be honest, because I love her personality. She loved my personality. We balance each other out very well. So it's kind of like jealousy. If you have a jealousy issue, it is hard. And as a woman, we get jealous. So it's normal, especially when you're in a situation where you've never been in a situation where you had to actually like know you're sharing a man. So we definitely grew a lot. I don't feel like age have anything to do with it, because we helped each other to grow. So yeah, we're a team over here. That's my girl.
Okay, so you guys already explained about the quality time and intimate time, which
Hmm.
is the sex, and quality time outside. I look at those as two different things. As quality time doesn't have to contain intimacy. Like we could
Right.
just be watching TV, we cool. But intimacy, you guys actually have it grown. Sex and time, that's something different. So
Hmm.
there, you guys don't have that, or haven't had that, or you used to have it. Maybe possibly trying to get through those growing pains to
Hmm.
get to where you are now, that you don't have any issues. Maybe every now
Right.
and again it may pop up, but it's not a consistent thing like it was prior. That you had those issues of jealousy and trying to pull him back and forth like a yo-yo.
Right, basically. Yeah, because we used to play tug of war with him. Yes, ma'am. Not even gonna lie. We did. Like we had separate rooms. He would have to figure out who he wanted to chill with that day. And as a man, I can only understand how much pressure that could be on them. And especially when you living in the same household as them and they both
Mm.
like they both just want you all the time. And so now to be like this where we don't care. Like if he spent time with her, he spent time with her. If he spent time with me, he spent time with me. And there's no like beef about it. You know what I mean? So and we're cool with him just spending time with both of us at the same time. So it's different once you grow through those the agoniness of it all. That's when it works better. But in the beginning, and you're not used to it, and jealousy is involved, you're gonna play tug of war. Yes, you will.
Okay, and have you guys ever had like the situation of feeling like you're wanting to be the lead woman in a relationship?
No, actually. For me, even though I was first, I've never had the mentality of I'm the top notch woman of the relationship. So no. And people would think because I'm the first wife that oh she running stuff. No, he run everything. We're both his wife. He don't separate us by who was first and who was second. Like we both have a job as a wife. So there's no separateness in who's higher than the other. Like that's not what this is. You want to say something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna say something, Naomi. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Um, I never really got that from her either. That
Mm.
she put herself before me. Like I said, the only issue was the jealousy and being just self centered attitude and everything that comes with not really wanting to share somebody that you love. Although I came in it knowing that I was sharing and it was possibility with other women, but it's still like you love a man, you don't want to share. But no, I've never got that feeling where she thought that she was higher than me because she was first. So
So, do you guys happen to have any dreams, aspirations, or goals outside of this relationship?
um I just want to build. I want to uh see, well, okay, so we had a thing where we was trying to not break away from society, but learning how to do things on our own. We have our own land now. Because there's gonna be a point in time where money doesn't mean anything. You have to grow your own things. So just learning how to do things. We've learned how to do a lot. Like we've made butter, we've made what else made? We've planted a few things. So just growing, being a better person, and leading the kids. They're gonna look up to us, and just being a leader to the kids. Besides their father, but other than that, no, no. You have something?
Yeah. As far as for me, I like learning how to do things. So, and that's when the whole bracelet thing came about because I like dabbling into like creating things. I love painting, I love doing all that kind of stuff, but making the bracelets came about because I have always wanted to do it. So I finally decided to just start doing it. So as far as me, I've always had the mentality to want to actually own my own business. It's just I never had the drive and the support behind me until my husband. I was already in the midst of trying to get a business before me and him got married, and I had no clue to what I was doing. So I got, you know, disappointed, kind of backed out away from it. But in the midst of it, he did show me what to do to in order to get the job done. It's just I was discouraged. I didn't know what I was doing. I never had a business. I didn't even know anybody who I could really reach out to guide me. So I backed away. So to be doing what I'm doing now, and now I have the support, and she helps me with ideas because she keep up with all the the new stuff going on. So it as for me is more so I always wanted to have my own business, and it's easier now that I have a support system behind me and have people that actually want to see me grow and want to see me be successful.
Okay, so within the household, what things are particularly shared and what is to yourself, like bank accounts, the kids, the cars, food, etc. How does that work?
Um, mm, we don't really have anything separately, to be honest. Only separate thing, like I said, is like if you want to have some quality time, yeah. But we share everything. Like we not picky about certain stuff. Um, like I said, she helped me with my kids. Our kids and stuff. So it's like we don't really have any thing separate, to be honest, at least from my point of view, from what I see. It doesn't seem like we really have anything like separate, and it's not nothing bad or anything like that. It's just we are around each other all the time, and then on top of that, we 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 have our days where she have her break where she cook, and when she don't cook, and vice versa, or whatever the case may be. Like she has things that she likes to do, like working out. She love working out, so that's her like thing that she does. That's probably that will be considered separate for me. But to be honest, we don't have too many things that's separate. Because again, once you're in this lifestyle, at least for us, it's like there's no need to be like, oh, this mine, that's yours, or whatever the case may be. Of course, if it's like your own clothes or small stuff like that, that's one thing. But as far as anything separate or having your own and stuff like that, like everything is one in a sense. At least that's how I see it. So my Naomi could see it differently, but from my point of view on how I see it, there's really nothing really like separate. Everything what's mine is hers and his, and vice versa.
Um, Well, we do have our own bank accounts, but it's not my money or her money or his money. So we still like, if I need something, she'll give it to me, or she needs something, or if he needs something, it's like we're all one. Yeah, we have our own separate bank account, but it's like still like a joint bank account. Like we have our own clothes, but as far as food, house essentials, hygiene stuff, I have for me. I mean, besides if like she couldn't use it for whatever reason, then it'd be just for me. But other than that, we all shared like the same stuff.
Okay, with you guys being in this type of arrangement, do you see this as a lifelong situation, or do you ever feel like, or maybe some, like in an alternate universe, if there was ever a case of you felt like you wanted to break away, would you do that?
Um, I've had challenges within the 3 years, but yes, I will say lifetime thing for me, or I would say as long as the Most High want me in this situation. But I really love it. It gets overwhelming sometimes, but I be trying to not be too impulsive and try to, for the most part, stay on task, because I know if I was to leave the situation, what am I going back to? And I be having to have that conversation with myself, like, why am I doing this to myself? I know if I leave, I'm gonna go around people that don't really care about me. I'm going back to not really having much, because you know I ain't really know how to spend my money, and I was just doing whatever, going on unnecessary trips and just doing stuff I ain't supposed to be doing. So I basically going back to family that don't really care about me and nothing.
Okay. And what ages did you guys first get into this? You may have said it, but I think I missed it.
I was 25.
It was age 25. Okay.
I was 30. I'm 33 now. So, yep.
So it's been a 3-year run.
Yep.
Okay. So what would you say to people who are not used to this and wanting to know further information about it? Like if they were like I'm that kind of person that if that's what people want to do, that that's them as long as they safe mentally, physically, spiritually, all that, I'm cool with it. As long as you cool with it, we cool. That's it. I've always been that type of person.
Um, I would say that a lot of women would say they don't want to share their men, and yes, and myself was the prime example of that. Until we start noticing that it's very beneficial. Um, I'm not. I would never like pressure a woman or try to make her be in a polygamy relationship, but I would say, especially for a single mother, it's very beneficial to them. Um, or if you don't have kids, it's very like beneficial because uh, for the single mothers, for an example, they will have help. Um, they don't have to do it alone, and it's very challenging sharing. But once you see that it's not all about just, I mean, it is about being with him, but it's more than just being with him. Like we're part of the family as well. It's not like you're just gonna have your own separate relationship with him, but it's very like beneficial. I would say, especially for like single mothers, I would never like force nobody because I know a lot of people does not agree with polygamy, but I would say we are the prime examples of I'm not sharing my man, and we came a long way, 3 years to very like cordial with each other, caring, and it's very like genuine. It's not like I'm saying it just to be saying it. Like I really care about her. I got a little emotional earlier when she was saying how I'm sister her, but looking from 3 years ago to now, we've came a long way. Like I said, we have very strong personalities. I did not like sharing. It was very jealousy. Herself too. We tried to beat each other to spend a long time with him. It was like the two little kids fighting. So what I would say if I was to say to people that disagree with polygamy, I would just say give it a try. Um, can't do it everybody. You gotta, I wouldn't say every man is not fit for having multiple women, but if you find the right man that's purpose driven, that can lead you and guide you, then I would say go for it and try it. Gotta get out the mindset of I just want him and look at the bigger picture of your purpose and why you're doing this. It's to build, like I said, 2 women, 4 women, 6 women, 10 women is always better than one. Despite how we feel, that man is only one person. Um, try to keep in mind and be fair. Sometimes it is challenging that it's one person and we have to share. But I would say try it with the right person though. Can't just try with anybody because not every man gonna be don't know how to be honest about being in a polygamy relationship and telling like another woman they're dealing with other women. So if you're gonna try it, I would say do it with somebody that's very honest about where they at and someone that can lead you to the right place and just show you things that you've never been shown.
Would you guys say for your particular situation, this is more of a financial move?
No, no.
Nah.
It was never based on the financial so can you kind of break it down what you mean?
Basically, just able to basically, it's a survival mode to basically be able to survive and make things easier through day in, day out, everyday life, being a woman and the things that you have to take care of.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So this would definitely help you for that, especially for women that just like how I used to be. Like I was very like disrespectful. My mind wasn't on purpose. I didn't know how to be a woman. I didn't know what submissive meant. I didn't know none of this stuff. So in this situation with the right person, definitely would have your mind on the right task. And like I said, it's very beneficial. So if you with the right person, then I say it should be like what you said, beneficial.
Okay, and how did you break the news to your individual families about this? Were they accepting of it, or what was some of their opinions and how they felt?
Um, well, the only person I was really close to was my mom. So when I told her, she was like, "What? He got another wife? What you talking about?" So, I was very set and stern. Even when me and her, would bump heads, I was still very like defensive about the situation. Like, don't be disrespectful about our relationship with him. Don't be disrespectful to her. You don't know her. And it was the same way with her as well, from my understanding. So, but of course, no one in my family agreed with it at all. And I understood that, because if it was me and somebody told me that I was supposed to or knew, I probably would have said, "Girl, you crazy," because that's how I felt. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a shocker to me for people to react the way they reacted. But did I care? No, I didn't, because this is my life.
Mm.
So I'm the one that's choosing to be in it, not you. So it's either you're going to respect my family or you don't have to deal with me. That's how it was.
Okay. Um, do you guys said something about earlier about possibly adding a new sister to the situation? What is it that you guys, if this does happen, what is it that you guys are looking for in the next person to add?
Well, um, there's not just two of us anymore already. So we have
Mm.
already gotten through the whole situation of it's a it's four of us. So since I with it with us going through our challenges that we had to go through with each other, it
Mm.
made him bringing two other women in a little bit easier, because we already went through our trials and tribulations. Like, of course, in the beginning, we find out he talking to somebody else. Okay, he's gonna get married to somebody else. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go again. But it didn't affect us the way it affected us when it was me and her. It wasn't as bad. Of course, you're gonna have that jealous moment for the moment, because it's like, I gotta share him again with somebody else. But once you get to know the women and we already know the purpose of it, of being in a relationship with this man, who are we to stop another woman from getting the same treatment and um getting that same feeling that we have with him? You know what I mean? Like, why would we be that selfish? So it made things easier for us to go through what we already went through with each other. So it's more accepting when he's with someone else, because we didn't know how we would react if he was to get someone else, to be honest, because
Mm.
we know how it was when it was me and her. And who's to say that those feelings wouldn't come back? Because at this point, we're comfortable with it just being me and her. So it's almost like if you're starting over all over, you're starting over again with the beginning of dealing with someone else coming into the family. But we didn't realize how us going through what we went through made it easier the next time. So it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. So meeting meeting them is kind of like, it's not as bad. It's nowhere near as bad as when me and her met each other, and it was kind of like awkward, and it was like, I don't know. It wasn't like that. So yeah, it so to answer your question, since we already got there already, it wasn't as bad as it was, and it wasn't what we was expecting, because again, we was already comfortable with it just being me and her. But our trials and tribulations that we went with each other made a situation a whole lot easier. You want to say something? No.
Is there a cap for how many people is going to be joining?
I really can't answer that question because I don't know how many women he want to have or what he want to stop, because or they're gonna do what he want to do. So I'm not sure. I feel like four enough. I feel like four is enough, but um, no, I don't know. I can't answer that question. How many he would have?
So within the relationship you guys have, is it only strictly based on how many women he want to have? And you're saying it's based off of how many women he want to have. So you guys cannot have any outside relationships outside of him.
Um, we could, but we can't be with him in his words. So if we wanted to deal with another man, we could, but we would not be able to be with him. So to answer your question, no.
Mm. Okay. So with your okay, let me go back. Because you guys have already pretty much covered everything. Because you guys talked about even like the balance of quality time and how you guys deal with that. Now this is one man, and I have one man,
Okay.
and sometimes he look like he's stressed thin with me as a Virgo. So with you guys adding two more ladies, is I can't imagine him. I can definitely imagine that he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yes.
So how does that make you guys feel? Because he's still human, so of course he's going to fall short. But at the same time, you are a woman who have needs as well. That's the first priority, and as well as wants.
Well, the other two stays not like one stay like an hour, one stay like 4 hours away. So and it now is like, okay, he gonna spend time with whoever this weekend, because I know they ain't seen him in a while. It is very challenging for him to, be here with us, help us for whatever we need help with, and then have his alone time with his other wives as well. So now it's more easier, like she said. In the beginning, it was like we was way too comfortable with it just being me and her for 3 years, and now he done brought two women, and now he got to spend time with two other women outside of our home, and it's like we wasn't used to him staying the night, you know, from home, and it's like it just felt weird him not being there. So at first I couldn't sleep, but now it's like, okay, I just have my sis keep me company. We know he ain't gonna be gone for long, so it just became more easier.
And how do you feel about that, Yas? I
Oh
can tell
no.
by the smile. So maybe let her talk.
So it's basically kind of what she said. Like, you got to be understanding to him that he is just one man dealing with multiple women. So it's like, and by them not even living with us, we see him every day. We live with him. So we're under the same roof with him. So of course, as any woman, if that's your man, you want to spend time with him and be around him too. And they don't have the luxury of being able to be around him every day like we are. And so him having to separate his time and make arrangements to go see one wife, and then again, like she said, one wife only stays an hour away, and then the other wife stays 4 hours away. So they have to try to, you know, balance out their time along with working and living life. You know what I mean? To spend time with him on top of him still trying to make time for us as well. Even though we live in the same house, we women. So it's like it's I can only imagine how much pressure he has on him with that, because women individually, one woman by herself is a lot, let alone two in one household and then two that are separate in their own household, and all these different personalities, and we all probably a little feisty at times. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like he have to make sure he's maintaining our attitudes, getting us back on track, showing who's boss and all that stuff. So it's a lot, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just basically going with the punches at this point. So it's like we just have to make sure we're staying in our lane and letting him do what he need to do to maintain his family.
Hmm. So speaking of pressure, when he's choosing new women to be added to the clan, uh, does he ever take in hand what you guys' opinions are, or is he choosing them based off of him and adding? You already said he's adding as he please, but does he at least ask of what you guys are needing or what you're looking for?
He kind of just go off of what he feel is best for the family. We never really put our opinion on who he marry or who he should marry, because we don't know what his plan is for our family. So he may meet someone that he feel like would be a great fit to be a part of our family that can help us all grow in another level of our lives, and we may not know that. So he makes the ultimate decision on who he feel like should be added to our family, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not thinking about a lot of stuff that he's thinking about, because I got a 1 year old and a 2 year old and one on the way, and I work and trying to run a business. So the last thing I'm thinking about is what's best, who's the next person who could be more helpful to the family in another situation, in another way. You know what I mean? So it's like all me and her do is try to focus on what we can focus on in our household. He's the one who takes in all the other pressure that comes along with our life, because it's things in the background that we probably don't even know about, with the land and all these other obstacles that could be going on, because me and her, as being a wife, we're doing our wifely duties. We're taking care of the children. We're making sure he's straight because he's the king of the household. We're making sure that we're trying to make sure that we're straight, so we're not going insane, because it's like you have your moments where you're like, I need a moment. I need, especially with kids, little kids at that, it can be a lot, on top of other things that you got going on in your household. So we let him, well, we don't let him, he does, he leads the family, the clan, or the family, or however you want to call it. We let him lead. He's the leader. So we don't tell him, oh, you should get a wife that is a doctor, or you should get a wife that is a billionaire, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's not our place. Whoever he chooses to bring into the family, that's on him. Like, we just have to trust his judgment at the end of the day.
Okay, you mentioned a contract earlier. What are basically some of his responsibilities and duties and promises to y'all as head of the family? That he's head of the family. He decided to say that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What were some of his promises that he made to you guys?
It wasn't necessarily like specific promises. It's basically, if you're gonna be my wife, you trust that I'm gonna make sure you're okay at all times. He never specified exactly what it was, but once you're in, you see it for yourself as a man. He's showing us, this is what I'm doing for you. And it allowed both of us to grow as women and made us want to be, better as a woman and a wife. So he basically walked in not only knowing, trusting him and making sure we were straight, but he proved to us that that's what he was going to do. And then we started being able to see what it was that he was talking about that he was going to do for us. Because there's no way for him to sit down and tell us every little piece in nick and cranny of what he's going to be able to do for us. Of course, you're of course a woman would like, what you mean by that? But if you trust him enough to even be in a situation, then you have to trust his judgment on what he means by, I'm going to make sure you're okay. So he basically showed us, being in a relationship with him, of what it was that he was going to do for us to make sure we was fine, and what he was going to do for us. There was like, it wasn't like a signed contract where he's specified exactly everything he was going to do for us. It wasn't that. It was trusting him being our husband, and trusting that he was going to lead us like a man should lead a woman, in being better, not just being in a random relationship with whoever and he treats you any type of way. That's not what it was.
And Naomi, this question's for you. The same one. How do you feel about that? What was the promises, or what were your I can't say thought process, because when you're coming in with a man, what did he tell you, or what did he already insinuate that he was going to do for you? Responsibilities, or what was he going to take on with you being added?
Um, he never really broke down what he was gonna do. He would just lead me. He already started showing me like how it was supposed to be, and everything that he shown me. Basically, I just went with that and just started to follow him. But like just the normal things, like fixing stuff, leading us if we out of order, putting us back. I would just say put us back in our place, but just have that conversation to what we did and how to correct what we did. But he never like specified basically what he was going to do for us. We just see what we do. I mean, what he do, and we just go from there. So it's basically everything that she said. Like, I'm seeing daily, like what he do, how a man's supposed to be, and I'm just keeping my part of the bargain. There's a lot of stuff that I don't got to worry about. That I see he do that fixing stuff, and a lot of stuff that comes with just being a man. So I just do the woman stuff, and he worry about the man stuff.
So, being that you guys have children, um, Yasmin, you have children. Do you have children, Naomi? I didn't catch that. You don't have any children. So, being that you have children, Yasmin, would you feel the same about your children getting into a polyamorous relationship in the future?
Um, I would never tell my child to be in it or not to be in it. They see it. They're growing up into the situation. So to them, it's going to be normal. So if they grow up, because I have two little boys, if they grow up
Mm.
and choose to be with multiple women, then who am I to say don't do it? Like, your mother is in it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna support it. But if they choose that they just want to deal with one woman because they're like, well, daddy do too much. I just want to be with one woman. I'm gonna support them no matter what. Like, it's not, we can only raise them and guide them the best way we can. But once they become men, at the end of the day, it's their decision. But either way it goes, they're seeing it growing up. So either way, it's always going to be their decision. Whatever decision they make, I'm going to support them.
Okay. Well, I do thank you guys for giving us your outlook on your lifestyle. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Can you let us know where we can go for it to find you, Yasmin? You go first.
Yeah. Again, I do have I have Facebook. It is Charmed by Yas 2023. I also have my Instagram, which is also Charmed by Yas at 2020. Well, I'm sorry, Charmed by Yas 2023. Again, I do have a QR code that will take you directly to my Macari shop. If you ever want to look, I can show it in the camera if you like. But yeah, it's a fresh business, but I would love for people to check me out. If you like, again, I can show my Macari code, and I actually have a couple bracelets if you want me to show some to you. But yeah, Charmed by Yas
Yeah, you could go. Yeah, you could definitely go for it to show it.
sure. This is the, hold on, let me get up. Sorry.
Ooh, that's the QR code to get to her shop. You guys can pause it. Oh, it went dark a little bit, but they should have been able to pause it. But you guys can pause it, screenshot, do whatever you need to do to get that.
Definitely check it out. Again, I just started, so I'm definitely trying to do a lot of different styles. Again, and I have something going. I wearing up a little bit where I want to do things for team sports and stuff like that, bracelets for team sports. So it'll be like customizing and personalizing bracelets. So that's coming soon too. But yeah, just check me out. And yeah,
And can you go for it to hold up your QR code again? You can hold it up from
sure.
there so
Of
we can
course.
make sure it's zoomed in.
Okay.
And they should be able to pause and get that screenshot in. Thank you so much. And Naomi, where can we find you?
Um, um, on Instagram is Naomi underscore Yates with two Z's, and then on Facebook it's Bishadine, but they could just find me on Instagram Naomi underscore Yates with two Z's.
All right. Well, thank you so much for you guys coming through. I'm Karmea
And
Wells. Oh, go ahead, boo
oh,
boo.
I'm sorry. And also, we do have a record label as well for my husband, High Road Records. For all of us, it is a family business as well. So we've got that going as well. High Road Records. Be looking out for some good music. So yeah, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. High Road Records is what it is.
So it's High Road Records on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I do want to thank you guys for coming through and giving us your outlook on your lifestyle. So this can give people, more in depth from people who actually do it to see whether they want to go with it for the future. Because, like I said, everybody's different. Everybody's different. Some people like certain things, some people don't. It's some people cup of tea, some people it's not, and that's cool.
Mhm.
Um, well, my name is Karmea Wells, the unorthodox Southern Belle, and this is Yasmin Naomi Yates. I would like you guys to go forward to take care of yourselves. One thing I've learned: you mind your business and worry about you, you'll stay young forever. Y'all have a good one.
You too.